File organizations. To proceed further in file handling in COBOL, we must also know the file organizations. So there are three: sequential file organization, index as sequential file organizations, and relative file organization. So organization means how the file is organized, how the data is organized in the file, and how the file can be accessed through the COBOL program. So let's understand sequential file organization through the mainframe file. So let's go to the mainframe. So guys, this is the partition data set we have. So this is the sample file we have. What happens in sequential file organization is if the program reading this file and we want to read the 10th record. So the program should read the previous 9th record, then only it can read the 10th record. So this happens in sequential file organization. Also, if the record inserted once can't be deleted here in the sequential file organization. Also, we cannot delete the, we cannot enter the, we cannot insert the record in between. For example, if we want to insert record from between 3 and 4, we can't insert the record in sequential file organizations. Also, if we need to update this record, we can update, but the we can override this record, but the record size would be same. For example, in this case, the record size is 37. So we need to use the 37 record size to update this record. And sequential file, in sequential file organization, program reads one record at a time sequentially. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the sequential file organization. I hope you have understood the sequential file organization. Next, we have index sequential file organization. So what happens in this file organization? Let's go to the mainframe, understand this. So in index, what happens? We have the key index. The file is indexed through the key. For example, we can define this employee ID as a primary key 0, 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this file is indexed. For example, this file is indexed and it indexed through the employee ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are the records. So if direct access is allowed in this, also sequential access is allowed. For example, if we need to read a record 4, we can access this record directly through the index or index file or employee ID. Also, we can sequentially read this file. So in this sequential file organization, what happens? We can read the file through the key. Next, we have relative file organizations. So relative file consists of records ordered by their relative address. So record can be read in sequential order, just like in sequential index file organizations. A record can be accessed using relative key. Relative key represents the record location relative to the address of the start of the file. Additions to the environment division. So to write a COBOL program which reads a file and write a file, we need to add some COBOL verbs in the environment division. Under the input output sections, we need to we have one paragraph, file control, where we need to write file informations. Whatever the file we are going to read or whatever the file we are going to write, we need to define the attributes of that file in the file control paragraph, as you see on the screen. For example, select logical file name. Here we need to add the file name assigned to DD name. DD names is defined in the JCL for that particular file. As we discussed, organization is sequential. We'll read a file is sequentially ordered, and access mode is sequential. So we will access the file through sequential order only. So let's see on the mainframe how we define a file in a COBOL program. Let's go to the mainframe. For example, we have this sample COBOL program, and this is the environment division. Under we have this input output section, and we have this file control paragraph. So here we need to define that file first before using in our COBOL program. So select students. This is the file name assigned to, this is the DD name we have in our JCL. So this is students. We will use later on under the data division to define its record and attributes. And this is the JCL. This is the DD name present in JCL input 1. So organization is sequential, means we will read or write the file sequentially one by one. Access mode is also sequential. We will do a processing one by one. So these are the things we need to add in our file control paragraph under the input output section before using the file in our COBOL program. Addition to the data division. First, we have defined the file in under environment division. Now we have to define the content of the file which we are going to use in our COBOL program under the data division. So we have this file section paragraph where we have one keyword FD, file definition. Here the logical file name, and we need to define the records. Also, we need to define the record name and field name as well. So let's go to the mainframe and understand this through the mainframe. So we have defined this file. Now we have to define the content of that file. For example, this is the data division. Under the data division, we have this file section, and under the file section, we need to define the content of the file. So FD is a COBOL verb. Students is the logical file name. Recording mode is F. Means the file recording mode is F. F means fixed block. The file is fixed block. For example, if some record have only 39 characters, so but file is defined 80 characters, so it will store the file in 80 bytes. The size of that record would be 80 bytes, not 39 bytes. And then we have record contains 80 characters. So 80 characters is fixed. Then we have block contains 0 record. Label records are standard, and data record is student record. This student record is defined here. Whatever the data is present in the file. For example, student record, we have ID, name, salary, bonus, filler. So this is the file definition. Each record, how many characters, how many bytes we have. For example, ID we have 5 bytes, name we have 20 bytes, salary we have 9 bytes, bonus we have 3 bytes, and other files we have spaces. So this is the file definition which we need to add under the data division. So now, as of now, we have defined the file in environment division, and now we have defined the content of that file in a data division. So now, what keywords we can use in procedure division to use the file. So these are the file verbs we have in COBOL: open, close, read, write, and rewrite. And these are the file modes. 4 modes we have. So we will understand one by one each. So these are the modes we have: open, close, read, write, and rewrite. And these are the COBOL verbs. For example, we have a COBOL verb, open. We need to use both the mode in one statement. For example, if we need to open the file, first we need to open the file, then we need to read the file. What we do in COBOL, first we open the file, then we read the file, then we write or rewrite, and at the end we close the file. So if we are opening a file, if we are using the verb open, we have to use any mode. For example, if we are using input mode, then we can only read the file. If we are open a file in output mode, then we can read and write the file. We can write the file only, not read. So if we are opening a file in IO mode, for example, so we are reading and writing a file. And if we are opening a file in extend mode, then we can append the record. We can write a record in append mode. For example, only 3 records already present in output file. We have to append it, like 5th record and 6th record we need to write. We need to use verb extend. So we will do a practical, then you will completely know about this mode and verbs. So this is the table we have. For example, if we need to write a file, if we need to use the verb write, we can use any of the verb there. So this can be a file can be open in input mode. So this is the right sign. File can't be write in input mode. So this is cross sign. So we'll do a practical, then you will come to know the completely this concept. I hope you understood this lecture. So this is the general syntax we use in procedure division. This is the COBOL verb open, and mode logical file name. So mode means input, output, IO, or extend. That mode we have discussed in table. We have to write it. For example, open input logical file name. For example, student. So if we are opening a student file, we have to write open input and students. If we are closing the file, we have to write directly the file name, close students. If we need to write a record in the file, so we need to use write is a COBOL verb, record name, that student record from the temporary variable. This is the rewrite COBOL verb and record name, and this is the read COBOL verb, read logical file name, that means students. So this is the general syntax we have for file handling in COBOL, and this we use in procedure division. Hey guys, that's all about this lecture. We have discussed theory about file handling in COBOL. In the coming videos, we'll discuss, we'll do a practical, we'll read a file, also we'll write a file in sequential and index file as well. So Thank you everyone. We'll meet in the next one. Thank you.